On EA Sports, and we are in Silicon Valley at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago. This crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. And we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
The Niners take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Here we go.
So first and 10 now from the 30.
Check, 47. One, Omaha.
They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Garoppolo. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did.
Here we go, here we go. 54. Check.
Here's carry number 1 for Jordan Howard. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
Done. 180. 54.
Now on 2nd and 13. Wentz, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Credit the sack to the Oregon Duck, DeForest Buckner.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play-action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
Wentz. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe.
Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here, a safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. On 2nd and a couple. Wentz, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. D Ford, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10.
Here we go.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They've shown very little offensively to this point. Well, neither team has really. They come up here now, 1st down. Pass complete here to Sanders.
Here we go.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. Now a play fake. Garoppolo. He'll let this thing go for Sanders. It's caught at the 10. A big play there for the Niners. 46 yards. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking...
And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Marquise Goodwin there to make the grab. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And that is caught for the 2 points. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Wentz. And complete to Zach Ertz. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. Wentz off the fake handoff to Howard. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Least 5-2.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
That's to his running back, complete. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. A big pickup there for the Eagles' first down, 18 yards.
Brandon, I have one word for you after that completion for a first down.
Lucky?
Analytics.
Well, the analytics say punt the football there.
So we're changing to analytics as we go, right? What a big-time play for them, and really took a big-time chance.
Yeah, big-time first half chance. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Running from the gun with Howard. And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half and some of these shorter gains.
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And now they can recapture the lead if they can make the PAT. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. And he's got it up and through.
Makes the score Eagles 9, 49ers 8.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Niners take over first and 10.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
Here we go. 180.
A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Ronald Darby that time, the one who got a hand in and knocked it free.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Here's Garoppolo to throw. And an alley to run. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down. They do go for it. It's Garoppolo. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Fletcher Cox. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. On first down, they run with Howard. Now Howard stripped. He lost the football, and he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. That's Aguilar with it on the jet sweep, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and goal. Now Wentz. And this is caught. Touchdown. Philadelphia. Carson Wentz with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Eagles able to push further out in front.
And that lead is now 7 with a chance to go to 8 or more if they want to get crazy here, which we don't expect. But I just know the way the game's being played with the analytics, there's going to be a lot more of going for 2 in a lot of situations, isn't there?
Yeah, there's going to be. And I think their focus here, they don't want to give up anything going into the lockers on the other, and just a little bit of time left on the clock.
Yeah, they don't want to do anything to erase the good feeling they have right now by getting this late score in the half.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's...
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Fletcher Cox getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely he's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Now this one complete on the slant route. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Well, that's one of the drawbacks of running the RPO. If those linemen go into run block mode, you can't throw it if they're more than a yard downfield.
Here we go. Waiting!
Coming to you.
Wentz to throw on 2nd down. Trying to get it to Jackson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jaquiski Tartt. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
To throw again on 2nd down. Garoppolo. Well, that's complete to Sanders. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him Eagle pressure. Too much this time. Down he goes. Fletcher Cox. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. Through an opening, and there he goes. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. So they go on 4th down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation, turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
It's probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you hadn't been taught. It's the 3rd quarter, and they're down on the scoreboard, and while no one wants to hit the panic button just yet, points are a necessity on this drive. What a great way to get set up.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Ready? Man left, man left. 4 down.
Now Garoppolo to try again after the pick 6. His throw incomplete. Emmanuel Sanders. Intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Incomplete.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
12.
Garoppolo now. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack by Brandon Graham. He's been doing that since he entered the league in 2010. Well, that last sack, it puts Garoppolo and the 49ers in a tough spot. They face a 3rd and long. Garoppolo looks to throw. It's caught by Sanders. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. He got 29 yards that time. Garoppolo on 1st down. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Derek Barnett able to maneuver in for the sack. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 20. Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Fletcher Cox, my goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really turning in an incredible performance. And the pressure gets to him again. Fletcher Cox in there to get him again. That is sack number 6, one off the NFL record of 7. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And now a fair catch called for, and he'll indeed take it at about the 6-yard line. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They'll begin the drive with Howard. And he'll be taken down after a minimal pickup, and that will take us to the end of quarter number 3. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's the Eagles in possession of the football and leading this one as we get ready to start the final quarter. Line of scrimmage is the 8 on 2nd and 8. Wentz now to throw. He'll hit Jackson, complete. He's got daylight. The 40. Past the 20. 10. Touchdown, Philadelphia. 3 touchdown passes now for Carson Wentz. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
No one ever told my offense.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox in there for the 7th time in this game alone, and that ties him with a late Derek Thomas for the most sacks ever in a single game. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. Garoppolo going to try and throw on 3rd. He'll get this into the hands of Breida. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He'll get a dozen there, and it's a 1st down, 49ers. Garoppolo. That'll be complete to Breida. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. To throw, it's Garoppolo. Looking for Sanders here on the deep ball. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Emmanuel Sanders, 52 yards. And the 49ers make some inroads here on that deficit. Now Garoppolo and the Niners will come up and go for 2.
12, fellas, here we go.
And yet again, it's Garoppolo. And he's going to get in for the score. And the lead now cut to 14. So they're able to throw it in for the 2-point conversion. Sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense, that's 2 points for them. But he identified an open target and put it right on him.
Let's go. Do it.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down.
Check 37. Check 37.
Wentz on the give to Sanders. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. Whistles now in a timeout defensively.
That's it, baby.
So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 8. Here's Wentz to throw. He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Deshaun Jackson, 78 yards. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive, and it seemed like they had maybe given up momentum.